This is early 2014. Daniel Bryan has arenas full of people doing yes chants. Daniel Bryan has baseball stadiums doing yes chants.
Daniel Bryan was
that
so
over.
over in 2014.
But was that really because of him? I mean, we're looking at Daniel Bryan, the actual search itself.
What? What do you mean was that really because of him?
Full of...
What do you mean was that because... You think they were doing a yes chant for Bray Wyatt? But to get back to your key point, why does Daniel Bryan have to be a game-changing John Cena Rock-level star to constitute him not retiring? That doesn't make any sense. So I follow quite a few pro wrestling content creators on Twitter. TheElitist being one of them. And I like TheElitist. You know, I follow him. He follows me. I've been on his channel before, which the video has now been deleted. Don't know why. But on his Twitter account, he has been building up and really tweeting about how he's working on this very controversial video that's going to get the wrestling community stirring and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, well, what could you possibly talk about that is so controversial? Because this guy doesn't really stray away from talking about many other things that a lot of wrestling fans really want to talk about but might be too scared to because they don't want to get ratioed or, you know, get frowned upon by the rest of their friends and their circle group. But he tends to talk about it. So I'm like, what could be so controversial? Then I saw the video drop and I was like, oh. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. So he titled the video, "Dear Daniel Bryan, please retire." And since you guys seem to really like videos where I react to other pro wrestling content creators' videos, here we are. So, without further ado, let's get into this thing. So to start things off, don't send any hate towards TheElitist. That should be common knowledge, but I think I have to say that just to reassure none of you actually do that. This video is going to be a reactionary. We're going to be watching and then cutting in and out and really talking about it. I will not be showing the entirety of his video for the sake of fair use. I will be linking his video down in the description down below where you guys can go watch and give your own and form your own opinions on his video. Let's get into it.
The thesis for this video is this. Is the significant risk of injury presented by competing in AEW for a guy that's already been forced into retirement for medical reasons, is that worth it considering he has never been a needle-moving star, and he has already done...
I don't know if I even like the first part of this video. Is the significant risk of injury presented by competing in AEW for a guy that has been forced into retirement for medical reasons worth it? Well, first of all, that should be a question, not really a comma, but that's me being an English teacher. So the opening question is, should Daniel Bryan go to AEW if there's a chance that he could be forced into retirement again? I believe that might be the question. I think that's very easy to just dispel right away because here's how I see it. Daniel Bryan, yes, he was forced to retirement back in 2015. We all know the Daniel Bryan story. He came back to in-ring competition in April of 2018 and has been an active wrestler ever since then. In the period of time from 2018 to 2021, I don't think Daniel Bryan has ever been injured. I don't think he's ever suffered a concussion. I don't think he's been injured in any form. Like, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm 100% certain he has not been concussed since then, which was a big part of the reason why he was forced into retirement into the first place, was because of all of the history of concussions that he had. So my thing is, if Daniel Bryan's having these highly competitive matches, yes, I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh yeah, he's been wrestling New Japan style matches for the last 3 years in WWE, because he hasn't been. But he's wrestled Brock Lesnar, he's wrestled Adam Cole, he's wrestled big guys his size, he's wrestled at his pace that he wrestled in WWE beforehand. It's not like he kind of dumbed down his moveset. He's been wrestling at the same pace, is just not doing headbutts and not taking super risky moves, which he never really did to begin with. So it's like, I feel off rip, I don't really see what the point is, because it's not like he's really jeopardizing anything. If he is not getting injured, if he's not hurting himself, and if he's not that concerned about hurting himself, why should we be concerned about him hurting himself? Obviously, we should be concerned if he's going to do something that could hurt himself, but he's a professional wrestler. He can literally run the ropes and then just break his ankle. Like, that's anybody. And then the next part, I don't even like the next part. Considering he has never been a needle-moving star and he has already done it all. So the first part of it, he has never been a needle-moving star. I really don't understand how that correlates with the first part of what you were asking. Like, are you saying because he was not a top draw, he should retire? I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but from the way he formed this sentence, it sounds like he is almost saying, considering that he has not been a top draw, should he even go to AEW? Well, that's the thing. If Daniel Bryan has never been a needle-moving star in his opinion, why not go to AEW and prove people like him wrong? And he has already done it all. Well, yeah, Daniel Bryan really has done it all in WWE except for win the Royal Rumble. He's main event WrestleMania. He's been a WWE champion. I don't think he's won the Universal Championship, but you know, no one really needs to when you won the WWE Championship when that was a main title. He's won the WWE Championship. He's won the World Heavyweight Championship, Tag Team Champion, US Champion, IC Champion, Money in the Bank winner. He already had the career where it's like, yes, if he were to hang it up, I wouldn't question it. He's accomplished a lot in his career. But seeing that he's only like, what, 40 years old, has pretty much, you could even say 10 years left in the tank if he really wants to. Maybe even 15 if he really, really wanted to, seeing guys like Sting wrestling 63 years old. He has a lot left in the tank. A lot of other matches that we've never seen him in with other guys like a Kenny Omega or guys like Orange Cassidy, guys that we've never even seen him wrestle in AEW, go to New Japan. Like, he's done it all in WWE. He has not done it all, period. But I feel like I'm saying too much in the very beginning, but I feel like he asked this question so early on, I felt like I could just not even watch the rest of this video. But let's watch the rest of the video.
What this video is being made for is a video being made out of care for his wellness and just general health.
Which I get. I get if he's concerned for Daniel Bryan's health, considering he has had a track record of concussions. But he hasn't been concussed in 3 years. So...
That being said, let's get into this. Dear Daniel Bryan, please retire. For starters, let's look at Bryan Danielson, the person, okay? This guy, he's the father of 2 kids, Birdie and Buddy. He's the husband of Brie Bella. He has an amazing family network surrounding him.
I do like the little biopic he's doing with Daniel Bryan. That's pretty cool.
He would wrestle a match for 90 minutes. He'd wrestle a match for 2 hours. Like, this guy was insane.
Kind of when they get to the point.
Bryan experiences these head injuries, concussions, what have you, and he's experiencing post-concussion seizures as a result of this. So Bryan makes the obvious decision, the smart decision, to retire. It's incredibly emotional, genuinely speaking.
Yeah, I remember watching Daniel Bryan's retirement segment. It was very emotional. And Daniel Bryan, I think, made the right call at that point in time. But he returned to wrestling when he was able to find a solution for the seizures he was having and ways to prevent any further injuries to his brain. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't believe he's been injured since then. But I'll resume.
Now, with that injury history and past for Daniel Bryan considered, that's been and gone. His injury history, you guys get that. Now we'll move on to All Elite Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling is the target go-to #1 suitor as far as Daniel Bryan's next wrestling venture. Look at AEW Rampage in their premiere. Arena buzzing, awesome vibe, Dynamite's crowds, really good, good look to the... AEW do a lot well. But when it comes to AEW, there is no set performance center in place. There is no, I guess, training system for the AEW guys, as is the case with the WWE Performance Center.
I'm not really sure what the correlation is between them not having a performance center and WWE having one, but I'll continue. I'm not seeing how that links up.
And really when it comes to AEW, they're more prone to instances like the following. So these are 2 guys who Bryan Danielson hypothetically becomes AEW. Page and Starks are 2, I guess, dream matches that if AEW fans...
Bro, I would love to see Hangman Page versus Daniel Bryan. Like, thank you for putting that in my head. That's all I want to see now. You know what? Hangman Page beats Kenny Omega, Arthur Ashe Stadium. Daniel Bryan comes out. Daniel Bryan versus Hangman Page at fucking Full Gear. Yes, please, give me that match. I'm getting excited here.
Let's just look at this piece of vision, okay? I've got a piece of video evidence, piece of video footage. Let's just roll it, okay? Pause there. Here we go. Bang. There you go. So, we see a German suplex spot, pre-regulation in wrestling. Page gets Starks, German suplex.
I see what you're going for, buddy, but let me divert real quick and show you one of my favorite Daniel Bryan matches. You can actually watch this for free on WWE's YouTube channel. Actually, I'm at the right spot too.
The face of Brock Lesnar. Here's the
Oh wait, hold on. We'll slow this thing down real quick. Ooh, and he lands right on the top of his head. That's rough. Now you think maybe Daniel Bryan's down and out of it. He looks hurt. And that's why a lot of people thought during this match. You know what happened after that? Another suplex. And he landed perfectly fine. So I show you that to say that I get where he's coming from. It's more of a concern for Daniel Bryan's health than anything. But that match between him and Page and Ricky Starks is a totally isolated incident. Because who's to say that Daniel Bryan goes in there with Hangman Page, takes a German suplex, he doesn't land how Ricky Starks landed. There's a chance he won't. There's a chance he may. But that German suplex spot, that was very needle in the haystack. Very needle in the haystack, buddy.
Goes the brace, boom. Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward. I get the point.
And this one features Miro as well, a guy who is an upper mid-card guy. If Bryan Danielson comes to AEW, no doubt he's going to be wrestling Miro in some capacity. So I'm just going to roll the clip. Miro basically going to launch Kip Sabian onto the opponent in the audience. So here we go. Just watch this clip here. Look at that. Look at the landing on that one. Okay, I'll roll that one.
Elitist, I love you, buddy, but you're talking about things that could happen to Daniel Bryan. And you're framing it as things that will likely happen to Daniel Bryan if he comes to AEW. Almost as if, like, the AEW workers are much more harder and he's more likely to get injured in this company, and I'm not a fan of that gesture. If that's what you're going for, I'm not a fan of that one.
Initial Bryan, considering what he can provide to AEW as far as a needle mover, as far as a guy who's going to really tick them in the right direction, is that risk and that injury history really worth putting on the line if you're not going to be able to really generate and move the needle? So with that considered, with that said, let's jump to some analytics. Let's jump to some numbers. Let's jump to some trends.
Right.
So here we've got Google Trends, okay? This is early 2014. Daniel Bryan has arenas full of people doing yes chants. Daniel Bryan has baseball stadiums doing yes chants.
Daniel Bryan was
that
so over in 2014.
But was that really because of him? I mean, we're looking at Daniel Bryan, the actual search itself.
What? What do you mean was that really because of him?
Baseball stadiums full of...
What do you mean was that because... You think they were doing a yes chant for Bray Wyatt? Was that really because of him?
People. We're looking at Daniel Bryan, the actual search itself. Let's look at these numbers here. Okay, obviously, late 2013. Here we have CM Punk, 31.
I hate this argument. Because now you're getting into Daniel Bryan is not a big draw, so that's why he should have come to AEW. First of all, pro wrestling has died a slow, painful death, and it's not completely dead yet. But when Daniel Bryan was at his peak, Monday Night Raw was doing big numbers. So at this point in 2014, Daniel Bryan was the yes movie. He was at his peak. Look at these numbers. Okay, you got 4.54 million. 4 million all around leading into WrestleMania, which was one of the best WrestleManias arguably of all time, right? Daniel Bryan was pretty much on top at this point. 4.0 million, 4.8 million. Really good numbers. But to get back to your key point, why does Daniel Bryan have to be a game-changing John Cena Rock-level star to constitute him not retiring? That doesn't make any sense. Like, do you not get excited for people who are not Cena, Roman Reigns level stars signing with AEW? Is that the vibe I'm getting here? Like, let me just put it this way. Bryan Danielson being a main event star for WWE, main eventing WrestleMania, just several months ago, that's going to bring viewers over to AEW when he signs with them. CM Punk being the star that he was in 2011, that's going to bring viewers over to AEW. He might have not been a needle mover in WWE in a roster with other people who are portrayed to be bigger than him, but when he goes to AEW, he's going to be treated like the biggest star there. He's going to possibly be the Rock or Stone Cold of All Elite Wrestling. So you can use your whole needle mover argument when he comes to AEW, but to use it in WWE, that doesn't make any sense to me. Get back to this video though.
And the main thing I'm trying to say is that Daniel Bryan going to AEW or any promotion, New Japan, Ring of Honor, wherever he wants to go, as a producer, a creative mind, a trainer, any of that, that's genuinely awesome. And I'm sitting here with this hypothesis of, is the significant risk of injury for a guy that's been forced into retirement for medical reasons worth it, considering he's never been a needle-moving star and he's already...
So would it be worth it if he were John Cena, but he had the same injuries as Daniel Bryan? Would it be worth it then? That's the question I have for the Elitist.
I'll address a couple of cases to the contrary now. For starters, I mean, if Daniel Bryan was a needle mover and he did get traction the same way someone like CM Punk does, you know, then maybe you could say it would be worth it for...
So, are you not concerned about his health? hold on.
Daniel Bryan in AEW. Potentially Daniel Bryan didn't have the severe injury history surrounding his head, neck, you know, that kind of area. You can make the case that it'll be worth it, yeah, for sure. Daniel Bryan going to AEW, he's got no real history of injury. All good, easy, no worries. You could say that. Or if, I mean, even if AEW didn't have a subtle reputation for botches and some carelessly...
Oh my God, hell, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Alright. I'm going to just summarize it as this. Every injury that Daniel Bryan had in this video that the Elitist was claiming happened in WWE. And yeah, he's talking about how these injuries could happen in AEW, but he got injured every single time in his home promotion, WWE. Yeah, they could happen, but they could happen. But then we go back to the point that he made about Daniel Bryan not being a needle mover, not bringing in the ratings. And to that, I'm going to end out with this. Daniel Bryan may have not been the biggest star in WWE in your eyes, hidden to the ratings, he may not have been the biggest star in WWE. But this is not WWE, this is AEW, where Daniel Bryan was considerably a big star to a lot of these fans, where Daniel Bryan was a main event player to a lot of these fans, where Daniel Bryan is one of the greatest of all time to a lot of these fans. So I believe that if Daniel Bryan were to go to AEW, he could be one of the biggest stars they have. But that's all that the Elitist seems to be going off of here. Could. And not this is going to happen. I don't know for sure that Daniel Bryan is going to be a needle mover in AEW. You don't really know that either. But that's the thing. We won't know until we see it happen. And listen, if he goes to AEW and he gets injured, the Elitist can come on here and say, oh, I was right. If he goes to AEW and the ratings don't move, he could say, oh, I was right. And we'll just have to say, yeah, he was right. But at the end of the day, I don't get excited when people sign to AEW because they're going to make wrestling popular again. I get excited when they sign to AEW because they're great wrestlers and could be a great asset to the promotion that I watch each and every single week. When a new actor joins the cast for a TV show, I don't get excited because, oh, this is a high-profile actor that could bring... that you know, has the name value, that could bring more people to watch the show. I'm like, what could this actor offer to the show? He brings a different flavor to the show that is not there. Maybe he can add something. That's where we should be going at this. What could Daniel Bryan add to AEW? And in my opinion, he can add a lot. That's why I'm excited. That's why many people are excited. This video, I'm sorry, Elitist, but this ain't it. But I'm gonna head up out of here, guys. I just wanted to make this video real quick. What do you guys think about the Elitist video? Should Daniel Bryan retire? Should he not go to AEW? Should he Should he have stayed in WWE? Comment down below, let me know. I've been Tyler-kun Williams, aka Sooplex on TikTok, and Sooplex with 2 X's on Twitch.tv. Go follow me on Twitter, go follow my socials, and I will see you guys later on. Peace.